RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's recent remark referencing a symbolic retirement at the age of 75 during a speech has triggered a political firestorm. So, opposition leaders, including from Congress and Shiv Sena UBT, were quick to link it as a veiled message for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who turns 75 this year, September. With past instances where BJP veterans like LK Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi were sidelined after crossing the age bar, the comment has reignited a debate on leadership transitions and double standards. To unpack the political undertones and implications of this statement, we are joined by senior journalist Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay with me. Thank you for joining me, sir. My first question to you is: was Mohan Bhagwat's comment at the Nagpur event purely anecdotal, or do you believe it was a strategic signal aimed at internal BJP leadership, especially with Modi turning 75 this year?
The RSS leaders never say anything off the cuff, and though it appears to be anecdotes, but anecdotes always carry messages. This was a book release function about a very senior RSS functionary who had been one of the pillars of the Ram Janmabhoomi agitation from the RSS side, overseeing and handling the entire Ayodhya agitation on behalf of the RSS and looking after what the Vishwa Hindu Parishad was doing. Moropant Pingle was this gentleman's name. He never rose on to the top position of the RSS, but he remains a very revered leader of the RSS. That is why a book which was being released to talk about his life, his achievements. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat was there, and he used that opportunity, saying that Moropant Pingle also used to say that after 75 one should not stay in office. So he said, to the extent, his exact statement is that when you turn 75 and people start putting shawls on you, which is actually a very common Indian way of respecting and honoring people by putting a shawl on the shoulders of people. So basically, Bhagwat said, that is actually a message. Now there is no need for you. Please go and do something else. So you can continue being a Swayam Sevak, but as far as the position that you hold, you need not continue to hold that any longer. Now, saying this from Mr. Mohan Bhagwat is actually very important because he himself is going to be turning 75 this year, and Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister, will also turn 75. In fact, they turn 75, both of them, in the month of September. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat does 6 days earlier on the 11th of September, and Mr. Narendra Modi's birthday is on the 17th of September. So I think that this is the clear message that to Mr. Modi and also to his own supporters, that this is the end of the Mohan Bhagwat and Modi era. Now the transition, it's not that it will happen immediately in this September, in just about 3 months from now, or rather 2 months from now, August, September, it will happen. But in the Indian tradition, you turn 75 and then you will be 75 till next birthday. So I would anticipate very rapid developments to take place between September 2025 and September 2026, insofar as the Sarsanchalak of the RSS is concerned, and this is going to mount pressure on Mr. Modi to also start looking at a successor, though in the RSS and in the BJP traditions, this is not going to be like a king anointing the next successor, but it is going to be a part of a discussion. So I think that there will be discussions and a decision taken about a very quiet and uh, non-controversial transition of the RSS and BJP over the next 1 year. I do not really can't anticipate at this stage that after Mr. Mohan Bhagwat's stage how this can be prevented.
Given the precedent of leaders like L.K. Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi being eased out after 75, is the RSS now nudging the PM to walk the talk, or has that internal, age rule has been quietly buried?
No, I think that this is a clear message. It is true that the the retirement age being 75 is not written anywhere in the rule books of either the RSS or the BJP. This kind of a thing that after one has actually held the office for several years, one should actually go out of office is a tradition, which was actually spoken about by Mr. Mohan Bhagwat himself. And thereafter, when Mr. Modi started coming to power, in 2012, 13, when his preparation began and then eventually came in 2014. So the retirement age being 75 kept on being spoken about. So it remained an unwritten code within the BJP, although one can always say that it was used very selectively. Like, for instance, as you said yourself, that Mr. L.K. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi, Shanta Kumar, Jaswant Singh, by that time, sorry, he had actually fallen ill. But Yashwant Sinha, he was there in the BJP at that point. None of them were given any positions after 75. They were also not asked to contest elections after 2014. In the 2019 elections, they were all denied Lok Sabha nominations. So it became a norm. So it is going to be very difficult for Mr. Modi not to stick to a similar kind of norm, though there were instances, most importantly being Mr. Yedurappa in Karnataka, who held the office of the Karnataka Chief Minister after he turned 75. I think he was 78 or 79 when he last became the Chief Minister of Karnataka. But it is going to be very difficult, and especially if Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, over the next 1 year, he announces that this is the end of the Mohan Bhagwat era, that he has held the office for 16 long years. After all, he became the Sarsang Chalak in 2009. So he's already completing 16 years this year. And if he actually continues for another year to bow out by the time it's the next year's, the end of the RSS centenary celebrations, which will get kicked off this year in September. That is when it will start the real celebrations for one whole year. They have several programs planned out, and there can be a grand occasion in which Mr. Mohan Bhagwat bows out of office and hands over charge to a new generation leader. So I really do not think that how Mr. Modi would be able to, avoid also stepping down from his position.
Do such statements from the RSS, reflect growing ideological or generational tension between the Sangh and the Modi Shah-led BJP, especially after the 2024 verdict?
You know, a divergence of viewpoint between the RSS leadership and Mr. Narendra Modi is one of the worst guarded secrets within the Sangh Parivar. Everything was fine till January 2024 when the Ram temple in Ayodhya was consecrated, with Mr. Modi acting as the head priest of a Hindu Rashtra. That is how he actually positioned himself, with Mr. Mohan Bhagwat and a couple of others, including Yogi Adityanath, and also probably if I remember correctly, the governor of Uttar Pradesh, Mrs. Anandiben Patel. Uh, Also, they were there performing the rituals. But after that, when the 2024 campaign, the electoral campaign of the BJP, started getting too personalized, then I think it became too much. Then the Rubicon was crossed when the slogan like Modi's guarantee, Modi ki guarantee. So it became that Narendra Modi was taking the guarantee for a BJP victory. So without using those words, the RSS decided that, well, if Modi has taken the guarantee, let him ensure a victory. So the RSS did not participate in the campaign as vigorously as they do. And through the electoral verdict, they conveyed to Mr. Modi what is their worth. That without the RSS participating whole hog in an election campaign, Mr. Modi failed to secure a majority. So I think that lesson was driven in, and thereafter, there were attempts at patch up. There were several statements prior to that, very hostile statements made by Mr. Mohan Bhagwat through June, July, August, and finally in September, some kind of a thaw started happening, and the RSS participated in the election campaigns in first in Haryana, ensuring a BJP victory, then in Maharashtra, also ensuring a BJP victory, and finally in February this year in Delhi, where also again after more than 2.5 decades from 1998 onwards. Yeah, from 1.5 decades, 2.5 decades, in fact. Sorry. The BJP came back to power after 1998 in Delhi. And the RSS communicated that this is what is their capacity to be able to do if they participate in the campaign. But thereafter, again, after Operation Sindoor, Mr. Modi again started projecting himself, trying to take the entire, credit for what was essentially a victory of the Indian armed forces, on his shoulder, that great political courage to be able to take that. So I don't think that the basic issues have been sorted out, and this has been most visible in the failure of the BJP to be able to get a new president in place of Mr. JP Nadda, who has far overstayed his tenure.
The last question, how is this being read within the larger political opposition? Is this fueling a potential succession debate within the BJP, or is it more of a fleeting controversy that benefits the opposition's narrative?
No, no, it is definitely going to benefit the opposition. In fact, they've already started latching on to Mr. Mohan Bhagwat's statement. They have already started saying, well, with this statement, Mr. Bhagwat has shown the exit door to Mr. Narendra Modi, so he better take it, because if he does not exist, then the RSS is actually going to betray and really undermine him. It's really going to be last word, which I want to say, that after the statement, if Mr. Narendra Modi decides to not take the message and continue in the same vein as he has, I would say that there is going to be a greater amount of visible conflict between the RSS and the BJP. I would say that I can, almost visualize that there will be further battles between them.
Thank you for your time, sir. Viewers, for more such analysis, stay tuned with the Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.